Greetings, Patreons. Okay, this is it. She-Hulk Attorney at Law, the season finale.
Oh, baby.
Let me just... Mwah, mwah,
Chef's kiss.
Yeah.
Chef's kiss.
mwah.
Guys, I love this show a lot. I love it a lot. I am so excited to never talk about this show again.
Until season 2.
If we get a season 2.
I hope we do.
We
I
haven't...
think it's my experience is so completely different because I'm almost intentionally offline anymore, and I find that I can just enjoy a show without having to really care what anybody else thinks anymore, which has made it refreshing because I can just watch the show and be like, "That was fun," and then ignore everyone.
Yeah.
So
I just gotta say, as a, the resident, like, Hulk super fan, some shit in this just, oh my God, just made me so happy.
So, Rebecca, why don't you ever want to talk about She-Hulk again?
Well, the show itself is phenomenal. It's all of the discord, and we come up against this with every show that we talk about.
Sure.
Where you're gonna have your group of people who don't like it and are very vocal online.
And decided before they even saw an episode that they fucking hate this show.
And then the episode comes out and they do nothing but trash talk it. Which why are you watching a show if you hate it? But it's the fact that we have to keep talking about these terrible people. That's what's exhausting me. Because I get it. They're ultimately, at the end of the day, they're the villain of the show, which was
quite
Chef's
literally.
Kiss phenomenal.
Yeah.
Brilliant, because, the writers knew what was going to happen, and they went, well, let's make them our villain.
But I've reached a point, especially when it comes to Marvel properties, where I know there's going to be people online who just immediately go and trash talk it. And we are going to have to talk about those people who trash talk it. And,
how about we don't?
Tune them out. Yeah. I mean, well, we can't really avoid it with this episode.
Yeah, that's true.
Because it is the villain.
Yeah. But I got to say, them redoing the 70s.
Oh,
that was so good.
And
the television intro to the 70s Hulk.
Yeah, and because that's where... I was reading comics, right? And of course reading the Hulk. But that was my favorite show when I was a kid. My absolute my favorite show. And just to see them, and once again, we've talked about it when it comes to, Garth Marenghi's Dark Place or Black Dynamite or just intentionally making something so authentically bad.
Danger 5.
Yeah.
Yes, Danger 5's a great example of that.
Just, oh my God.
You know what's brilliant about doing what they did with that is that it went over a lot of people's heads because, my wife, she's only 4 years younger than me, but that show came out when I was 7, so she was 4, and her family wasn't letting her watch the Hulk. So, and she never caught it in reruns or syndication or anything. She's vaguely familiar with the Bill Bixby bit. You won't like me when I'm angry, but that whole opening, she's never seen it.
Well,
so we got to talk about Mark Ruffalo during that when she's like, "You wouldn't like me when I'm angry," and Mark Ruffalo doing the woman, turning his head to the side.
Well, if you go back to the Edward Norton Hulk movie, the beginning of the movie, they kind of touched on that, the introduction of the 70s show.
A similar machine in the movie.
Yeah.
But
this was a direct parody. This was completely...
If they had just ended the episode with her walking down the road in her hip hugger jeans.
Yeah, that's what I was expecting.
And playing that song.
Yeah, my wife didn't know why I was laughing so hard at the beginning of that. And so I said, okay, hang on. I flipped over to YouTube.
Am I an anomaly? Because, I understood what was happening.
Yeah, that music. But I said, hang on a second. I flipped over to the YouTube app and searched for it and found it. She's like, oh. I was like,
I see what you did there.
Yep.
Dr. Bruce Banner. No, David Banner.
David Bruce Banner. They threw the Bruce. It's the only time he's ever referred to as Bruce.
Yeah.
Yep. Ever. Just a brilliant opener. And then the episode starts. We're going to get our big, conclusion. She's going to confront the villain. And then the villain shows. And we knew it was that bastard Todd.
Stupid Todd.
He injects himself with the Hulk blood and becomes a Bro Hulk, I guess, is the best description.
He goes.
We've got to talk about though the whole lead up to this. Jen's life is falling apart.
All right.
Because this is about her. The story is about her and her. Because she is the victim of revenge porn. She has lost her job. She's in prison. She's lost her. She's lost. She was in prison. She was in prison. She has lost access to her powers.
Yep.
And she had to move back home.
And she had to move back home with her parents. And, like, this is an actual thing that happens to women who get doxxed like this. Like, this is not just a funny joke, ha-ha. She had revenge porn played in front of all of her colleagues and lost a lot of stuff because of it. Mm-hmm. Like, it's very funny, but it's also very serious.
It just brilliantly lays it out for you and sets it up to make you think this is where the show is going to go, and then off the rails.
Yeah, but I also just love that she's like, well, like everybody just sees you as a monster now. She goes, well, I was angry. Mm-hmm. Like, who wouldn't be angry about this?
After that happened to him.
Mm-hmm.
But also notice how she's still in control of herself because she doesn't have the inhibitor on yet when she's in the prison, and she is very angry when she's talking to Mallory, but she still remains in Jen form, so she's still extremely controlled.
Just brilliant the way that they set this whole thing up. And then it's Tim Roth maybe is the Abomination's the villain. No, is it Todd? And are they going to fight? And suddenly here's the Hulk.
And here's Titania.
Yeah.
I remember being so confused. Me and my wife just looked at each other like, what
I
the
was
fuck
like,
is happening?
Well, I remember too when Pug arrives to the intelligentsia party. I was looking around, I'm like, why does this look like the Lodge? Why are there posters that look like the Lodge? And then it's revealed Tim Roth is giving a motivational speech. And I feel like it's really important also to note Abomination is not with intelligentsia. He works for the almighty dollar and is just hosting them for a motivational.
He's under house arrest. He can't go to them. They have to come to him.
Yeah, and they paid him money.
He flat out says, I do it for the money.
Yeah.
Strictly for profit, Yep.
And I also just love that the Hulk called him an asshole.
Yeah. Put down
Also,
my cousin,
I did love how they showed how much larger in size that Abomination is into Hulk in this version. I was like,
because Smart Hulk is smaller. So and all through this whole build up, Jen keeps looking at the screen and talking to us and saying, "This is a mess. Is this working for you?"
Yeah,
and she asks multiple times leading up to this scene, "Is this what you want?"
Yeah. Is this what you want? It's so brilliant on so many levels. I got to go watch it again today. And then
when they cut to the menu screen.
I thought suddenly,
my iPad broke.
I was like, what the fuck?
Suddenly it stops, and you got your Disney Plus menu screen.
And it's so, you guys, it is so the John Byrne, the She-Hulk, because she would straight up like rip the comic apart.
Yeah.
To yell at John Byrne specifically.
To say, this is my book,
Yeah.
And so apparently people who really like comic books didn't like this show. I don't understand that. Anyway.
Because it is the only way and the most perfect way to bring that to a modern She-Hulk. You can't have her ripping out of a book. How are you watching the show? On a streaming service. Yeah. She's got to tear through the streaming service.
And it was just so brilliant.
It might be the absolute most faithful adaptation that Marvel has done
it could
to
be.
a comic series.
No, I
Not
100% agree.
And also we have to remind everybody, She-Hulk did this long before Deadpool did.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Remember that. So she jumps out of the She-Hulk thumbnail into the one for Marvel Assembled, which I do hope we get.
We will.
The making of She-Hulk. And she
goes,
there.
That's this one will work.
This will work. And suddenly she's on the Disney lot in Burbank. Walking past the animation studio where the seven dwarves are holding up the pillars and all of these iconic images on that campus there, and walks in and says she wants to talk to Kevin.
So she walks into the She-Hulk writer's room.
Writer's room.
something I noticed right away that, I mean, not everybody's going to notice. So the writer, Jessica Gao, I know what she looks like because I've seen her in interviews. She is sitting at the back left corner, but the
table,
Jessica that talks is an actor version of Jessica Gao. And so you have an actor acting as writer Jessica Gao while real Jessica Gao sits in a corner.
Hilarious.
And they say there are certain things that are supposed to happen in a superhero story. And then she puts her hands on the table and says, why don't we just do things our own way?
Yep.
Which was great. And then that's when she's reminded that, well, Kevin takes care of all that.
And the one guy's just like, and I would die for Kevin.
Yeah, I would die for Kevin.
If you watch the show with subtitles, though, the twist is kind of spoiled for you.
Yeah.
Oh, do
It
they
does-
spell out?
They spell it out in
Yeah,
capitals.
you're right
Because
about
when
that. 'cause I
She-Hulk,
remember
when
I was like,
She-Hulk
what the
says, I want to talk to Kevin, it's just capital K, regular E-V-I-N. But then when they say Kevin, it's K-E-I or V-I-N, whatever.
That seems
Yeah.
like an oversight. They should have.
One of the few times I think that they've actually kind of spoiled their own joke. They're usually
Yeah.
really good at not telling you, tipping the hat to the. But yeah,
So we then meet Kevin. And we
Well,
think
she goes to the receptionist, and that guy apparently did work as a receptionist
That's
at Marvel,
awesome.
and he has had people have to sign the NDA, and so
Yeah.
she signs the NDA, and then immediately the guards come to get her, and she's like, "Why did you make me sign the NDA if you were just gonna kick me out?"
Because, well,
And
we
he's
have
like,
everybody sign the
Everybody
NDA.
signs the NDA.
I love how long it takes for her to scroll to the bottom of that NDA as well.
Yeah.
so. Kevin is an AI robot. It stands for Knowledge Enhanced Visual Interconnectivity Nexus. And it possesses the most advanced entertainment algorithm in the world and produces near perfect products.
He has his little visor that
Yeah,
looks
he's
like a
got
baseball hat.
Yes.
Yeah.
And he's just and it's just so bummed out that she's spoiled his perfect ending.
It's just this rebuke of the MCU as this soulless factory for superhero content that people accuse it of,
that took some intestinal fortitude to turn
That-
the mirror back on yourself and
Yeah.
say, "Oh yeah, we do rely on the super soldier MacGuffin all the time."
That was real. It was wonderfully. It was very. I mean, you got to give them points for saying,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh no, they
The
took
best,
the
the
they
best
took-
part was
they
what's
took
with
the
all
piss out of themselves.
What's with all the daddy issues? Thor, daddy issues. Iron Man, daddy issues. Loki, daddy
Same
issues.
daddy,
Same
different
daddy,
issues.
different issues.
Even Shang-Chi,
Star-Lord,
daddy
two
issues.
daddies,
Black
two
Panther,
issues.
Yeah, two daddies.
two issues.
My
Black
favorite
Panther,
part.
daddy issues.
My favorite part was she's going off on all of this, and she sits down, and Kevin goes, "Oh, you're sitting down."
down?
You're sitting down.
It's funny because she looks at him and she says, "It's often said that Marvel movies all end the same way." And Kevin very nervously, "Wait, who's saying that?"
Oh, and then she's like, "And when are we getting the X-Men?" And then looks into the camera and gives a
Loved
thumbs
it.
up.
Loved
Give it a
it.
shot.
Let's see. She notes the unwritten rule that you have to throw a bunch of plot and flash into the climax, which she says is just a distraction from the core of emotional storytelling and learning to be okay with her being She-Hulk and human.
I also love that Kevin telegraphed a part of the end where he goes, "But we were going to introduce." She goes, "No."
Yeah, where did
Oh, and
Hulk
also-
come from out of nowhere?
And also a little on the nose, and maybe they shouldn't have done this joke, where he's like, "Will you please transform back to Jen? But wait till the camera's off of you, as you are very expensive."
That
I thought it
shit.
was. I thought it was gold. I
Well,
loved
and
that
then
joke.
said that the VFX team has already moved on to something else and plays Black Panther music.
But
I
the
didn't
joke,
notice the music.
I didn't notice that, but
I didn't either.
Listen to it. It plays Black Panther music.
the joke of the episode, and I'm going to mangle it, is when she's like, "But Hulk smash, I smash," and then she does the "I smash Matt Murdock" bit.
I smash
smash.
barriers, fourth walls, and Matt
And
Murdock.
on occasion.
Right, yeah.
And also like where she goes, I would love to, if you could throw Daredevil back in there. That'd be pretty good.
I'm a woman.
Because
I
a
have
woman,
needs.
she goes, I have my needs, and he goes, yes, we've been very sparse,
historically light in that area.
Yeah.
Now,
And I love that Daredevil's being he's back in, but he's also being established as the community dick that he always has been in the comics.
Now, we always tell you to look for the QR codes. In this episode, there is a QR code that will link you to the issue from 1993 of She-Hulk, where She-Hulk storms the offices of Marvel Comics, demanding better writers after she's told by John Byrne. She said, John Byrne tripped over a dangling subplot and broke his neck.
Yeah.
So look for the QR codes and scan those.
No, it is. It's straight out of those comics.
Yes. I thought just brilliant. The
And
entire episode.
So she gets essentially what she wants, which I will admit, I feel like it did take, while it was a phenomenal finale, it took the wind out of the sails of a climax.
A little bit, yeah. But
I
I think
think
the point
purposely
of it,
so.
You know?
But I agree, because it's not like your other standard Marvel
Yeah.
shows.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, all
but-
that other satire and smartness and parody, to me, it made up for a big fight or a big finale.
Yeah,
But,
but they wrap it up like a Fast and the Furious movie too.
Yeah,
But
seriously,
I
it's like,
also-
up, up, up,
I
up.
just also love it that, like, no explanation at all. Daredevil just drops out of the sky.
Out of the
Blip.
sky.
Yeah.
Well, I think Kevin deposited him.
Just
That's what
dropped
I
him.
Yeah,
think.
but it's just like, it's so funny. And everybody's just like, okay. And it's like Daredevil just out in the, you don't see
And
Daredevil hanging.
Titania. Hi, Daredevil.
Yeah. And like, you don't just see Daredevil hanging out in the
In
daylight.
L.A.
In the middle.
Yeah, in
of
LA.
Anytime. Yeah.
And he's just like, hey, how's it going, guys? No,
No,
just-
Daredevil
I
in
mean,
Pasadena and shit.
They're in the San Bernardino Mountains. That's where his retreat's at, right? So it's like, Jay, you and I both know. It's like 90
No.
miles out of the
no,
city.
because didn't he plop down in their in mom and dad's front yard?
I thought
No,
it was
it's
Blonsky's
when they're back
retreat.
at the lodge.
Okay.
Because they're arresting him.
Oh yeah, because she goes, come on, does it have to be at night?
Yeah.
He ends
She does
up-
say
Yeah.
that.
He ends up at the at her parents' backyard for the Fast and the Furious ending.
Mm-hmm. Fast
Well-
and the Furious barbecue.
And now we need to. This was the one instance where my wife made me hit pause and say, "Who dat?"
Yeah, my wife did the same.
Scar?
Same.
Yeah, Scar. This is my son, Scar.
Yeah.
Screamed.
And she said, "Wait a second, pause. Who that? That seems kind of silly." I said, "Well,"
Hulk smash 2.
Yep.
No,
and so
like,
I had to explain to her it was Planet Hulk was where.
yeah, I read the rumors of that, and I'm like, oh, no, they won't. And when you guys, because I love Planet Hulk, and I love
And
World War Hulk
So good.
so much.
So good.
There's
So
a-
good.
He was.
I'm with
so,
you, Shannon.
There's a complaint I've been seeing on the internet, of course, about Scar's haircut.
Oh, Jesus.
And I just
Whatever.
want to say, he's an alien. Get over it.
Yeah.
Right, and he's a kid.
Yes.
Also, it's not real.
Yeah.
It's not
Right.
real.
And it's
I was-
expensive to do all that hair.
And here's the thing: I would like to tell everybody that is complaining about that, as I'm going to tell you right now. I wish I could turn my camera around and you could see the literally hundreds of Hulk-related shit I have in my house. Fuck you! I loved it. All right, and he doesn't, And you know what? I was glad he didn't have the tribal tattoos and shit.
But
You
see,
know?
here's the thing that these online complainers don't. They just react. They don't think before they react.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. Bruce has been gone for, what's the story that this period takes over? Maybe 2 months?
Something
Yeah.
like that, yeah.
So he's been
there.
gone for 2 months. He, something could have happened on this planet that he went to, and getting his son, and there's an adventure there that maybe explains why
But
the
also-
kid doesn't have long hair.
Also, he was super chill about it, though. Didn't seem like
Yeah.
Yeah.
the planet blew up.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's
There-
definitely
there-
it's a different version of Scar because they never introduced the character in the comics that he falls in love with. I can't remember her name off the
Yeah,
top of my head. Who
Yeah.
has the old power?
Cheryl.
And
How about that? Let's
Cheryl. That's right, yeah.
And also, can I just love it that Bruce shows up and he's like, he's got a wife beater on and a
Fast
Fucking-
and the Furious ending.
and he's and like a Hawaiian unbuttoned shirt. I'm just like, God damn, I love it.
cow.
I love
and-
all versions of the Hulk, but he might be my favorite.
What was also great about it was it reminded me of, I don't know how many times when on the I Love Lucy show, when Lucy and Ricky moved to Hollywood, Ricky would just bring home people.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah,
Is
like
it-
Superman. What's his
yeah,
name?
it'd be like
George
"Hi, hon-
Reeves.
Hi, honey, I'm home, and look who's with me, Cesar Romero. you
It's
know.
hey, look, it's a George Reeves.
And that was what I'm probably projecting. I thought that they were channeling that. It was like, hi, I'm here, and my son is here. You know,
yeah, no, and he was so like, hey guys, I got somebody I got to introduce you to.
Here's my son.
so I'm sure that we'll get more of that and explanations of that coming up. Maybe that's a whole series or a movie or something.
God, I hope.
But then,
Yeah.
but then there's the ending bit, which
Yep,
is
I was just about to bring it up.
is the question that I had, because I'm watching the credits and it says and Benedict Wong, and I went, he's not in this
Not in this
episode.
one.
And then he shows up at the end and gets the magic ring thing going and breaks Emil out of jail
Again,
again.
And,
he
like,
must depart.
And, like, what's the Wi-Fi situation there?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
he's taking him to Camertage.
Yeah. My favorite part was the double entendre joke where he says, "Oh, did you get caught up in another show?"
Yeah.
Is he referring to Wong being in another show or Wong binging another show?
That was what confused me. But then he
I
throws
was-
out a line about how we're in the golden age
Age
of
of content
We're
or
in the
something.
golden age of content.
I was really sad
so-
that Madison didn't make another reappearance.
Oh yeah.
that was sad. That was
But-
sad.
I
Do you
think
think-
it's good that you maybe deliver the meme, appreciate the meme, and then drop the meme.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Do you think that Wong's going to be involved in Thunderbolts somehow?
I wonder.
I don't know, but they're
Oh.
they're sure setting up Young Avengers, aren't they?
That's what I was going to
Yes,
say.
they
Yeah,
are.
they're definitely doing
Yeah.
that.
Mm-hmm. I just loved this series. I thought it was so great
Yeah.
and so much fun.
I feel bad for people that have so much darkness in their heart that they just
Yeah.
decided
I don't.
that
I don't.
And I've sincerely come to the conclusion. I mean, I said it a couple weeks ago, and I'll say it again. I really think that liking a show and having a good time with it doesn't get clicks and it doesn't get responses to your bullshit. So,
Yeah, I've read that theory about politicians and bad actors on the internet.
Yep.
Why do you think Herschel Walker getting all the fucking attention?
no,
exactly.
you actually watch the She-Hulk Twitter account where she's taking trolls out with the trash every single day, and they're just eating it up left and right. So it's like Marvel's playing the game back at them,
Yep.
and they're hitting it with every single one of their greatest hits. How can you be so rude to your audience? How can you not
You're
make a
rude to
show for
us.
us? Yeah, exactly. So it's just I see
Internet
it with
Karens.
I see it with Star Citizen. Most of the Star Citizen content providers are talking about the game, its development, how it's never coming out. And then you get the haters that come out and they say, oh, yeah, this is just a big ripoff. It's just a giant money sink. And the haters get more traffic because people either want to get on it. The people positive about it are going to get on and defend it. So you get them. And then you get the people that want to go along with the hate train anyway. So
yeah, sex and hate sells.
Yep.
And it's easy to
does.
hate stuff from the anonymity of your computer.
yeah,
That's the truth.
Yep.
exactly.
All right.
What's our next Marvel show?
Next show?
Yeah.
We're getting Wakanda Forever next. That's the movie.
Yeah.
That's
Let
it.
me-
Yeah, but what's the
November,
show?
right?
We're getting Black Adam Panther.
Let me pull up my Google sheet really quick.
Get out your
Pull
get out your
out.
spreadsheet.
Wait,
The
is it up to
spreadsheet.
date?
So we're done on shows. Secret Invasion, I think, is next. And that's
Is that
next
next
year.
year?
That's a
Oh,
ways.
duh.
What are we gonna do with all this time?
And then
But
like
so Quantum Mania comes out around the same time, probably, as Secret Invasion.
I want to say
then-
Quantum
What do we
Mania
do?
is in May, isn't it?
So have I updated? I don't know.
You
I'll
need to
have
update this.
I
Yeah,
just-
well,
They keep moving stuff around, and I'm like, I'm not going to update this if you keep changing
we
everything.
can,
So-
we can
and
take
then-
a few months and I can finish season 6 of Lost.
and then
you know what we should do? Let's take care of our bodies. Let's go get physicals. Let's get some blood work done. And like
No,
this
no.
is a time for us to work on ourselves so that we can be ready for the movies that come out over the next 3 years. All
And
right.
then-
So I want everyone to do that. Consult your local physician. Thank you.
Is Andor on a break too?
No,
No.
they're going straight into the next episode next week.
Okay,
Yeah,
all right.
they're going to do, and it's
Oh,
12
thank God.
episodes, and then season 2 will also be 12 episodes, and that's it. 2 seasons of
Okay.
10 to 12
All right.
He
episodes.
dies.
each. Yeah.
What? Spoilers?
I know, right? But in the meantime, do yourself a favor, go and rewatch Werewolf by Night. It's thoroughly enjoyable.
Holy shit!
Yeah,
Right?
it's so good.
Oh,
Thank
the
God-
next, you guys, the next TV thing that we get is the Guardians of the Galaxy holiday special.
Holiday special.
okay.
That's right. Yes.
And Ant-Man and the Wasp comes out February 17th.
Wow, that's like
And then-
just mere months away.
Guardians of the Galaxy May 5th.
That's the May
Okay.
release. Okay.
And then Secret Invasion in the spring.
all right.
Nice.
There we go. Plenty
Well,
still to come.
so I guess I could catch up on other things that I've fallen
Do you
behind
guys see
on.
those pictures of Jonathan Majors, though? Ant-Man
Oh.
gonna die, you guys.
Yeah.
Sheesh.
Hachi machi.
Like I looked at that and I was like, all right.
Oh, you get on
Yeah,
the
like
Marvel
he's
workout
like,
plan?
like he's just like wrecked like what Kamal.
Kumail Nanjiani.
Yeah,
Well, Jonathan Majors was already in good shape.
He was already like
Lovecraft-
pretty
in Lovecraft
jacked.
County, but he's even bigger now.
Yeah, he's he who remains, and
He's going to
there's
be
on
a.
those.
It's going to be a Ren and Stimpy joke where they zoom in on his muscles and the muscles start popping
The
out.
muscles
and then,
start getting muscles.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, Ant-Man gonna die in this movie.
It doesn't stand
Well-
a chance.
that's the
Because-
chatter.
Well, because he's got to inspire the Young Avengers. He has to inspire Cassie to start the Young Avengers.
He's
With
going to
his
be
hand.
Coulson.
you kill
Oh.
Ant-Man, and I will riot. All right.
Yeah, but you're,
First of all,
you're a
okay,
middle-aged
I
man
hope they
lives
do
on a
that
mountain.
shit.
How are you gonna riot, Carrie? Tell us.
Yeah,
I will
What's-
riot.
Yeah, I would love to. I would love to
what's the
see a
Carrie-
Carrie riot.
What's a Carrie Jackson riot?
I
will
can't
write
wait to
a-
see that stern letter you write.
I will write a strongly worded letter.
a very angry tweet.
He's
Kevin
gonna roll-
Feige.
He's going to
Dear Mike, dear Mike Lee,
He's going
for
to be.
shame.
He's going to be. I can't wait to see Carrie pulling up the phone number and saying, "I'm going to call them, but I'm going to leave them a stern voicemail."
You know who Carrie will call because he knows him? He can call Spencer Cox just directly.
He's going to roll the windows down on his Tesla as he drives.
You know
by
what
and
Spencer
say,
Cox
"I
is
am
gonna-
upset.
You know what Spencer Cox is going to tell you to do? Pray on it.
Yeah,
Pray on
I'm
it,
gonna
Carrie.
pray on it. All right. That's good.
All right, y'all.
We all enjoyed it. Thank you.
Fighting.